Good morning, everyone. So, what we're going to start doing on a weekly basis is we're going to start revisiting the past week, and what a week it has been indeed. It's been a bit of a whirlwind. It's the day after the first match of the season for Morecambe, so yeah, it's been a hell of a week. Lots to discuss, lots to break down. And what we'll do is we'll go through all of that information, and we'll also go through what's happening in the next week at Morecambe FC. We're going to make this a regular weekly sort of podcast type thing. They'll be available on YouTube, and what we're going to do is we're going to look at any signings that have been made, any news that's happening, what's been happening at ground, and what is coming up at the ground, as well as fixtures that are coming up. So without further ado, let's get into the video and let's go back over the past week to start with, and let's see exactly what has happened in that last week. So let's start with what happened on Monday and Tuesday. So the Bond Group finally completed the sale of their shares to Punjab Warriors. And honestly, I was buzzing because I convinced myself it was all over. I thought I'd never ever see Morecambe FC kick a ball again. But then straight after the takeover, it became a big shock. Punjab Warriors announced they released Derek Adams from management duty. This one caught me off guard a bit. So Derek, thanks for the memories, and we will hopefully see you again at the Mazuma Stadium as a fan. So yeah, then almost immediately after that point, we had a new manager in Ashfir Singh Johal, 30-year-old Sikh. And that might come as a surprise, but he was the youngest manager in the National League and above, the first ever Sikh manager, and not only that, we now had the first Sikh-owned football club. Unbelievable. Lots of firsts. We seem to like doing these firsts. So, again, absolutely fantastic. So, at first, I'll admit, I was convinced. I felt Derek Adams still had something to give, but after hearing Ashfir's interview and doing a bit of digging, I changed my mind. This man has devoted his life to coaching, to understanding the game. He could become the next Shrimps legend. Could he? We'll find out, won't we? Then came Wednesday. Confirmation that our first game of the season will go ahead on Saturday. Unreal, honestly, unreal. Just days earlier, we thought the club had gone. At that point, we had maybe 5 or 6 players. I'm wondering, how are you even going to have a squad ready for Saturday? What was to come in the coming days was unbelievable. One by one, the signings came and rolled in through the door. Starting with Mo. Then we had Paniatou. I don't know if I pronounced that right, so apologies if I don't get these right. Then we have Raheem. Then the return of Archie Mayer. Much of us have seen him in the past. He's been a previous Shrimp. We also know what he's like and what he's capable of, and he is more than capable of doing a job in the National League. Then came Ludwig, but it didn't stop there. It did not stop there. So right up until, I think it was around 12 o'clock on match day, the signings were still coming. Crazy. So then we got Ben Williams, Jake Kane, Ali Cisse, Daniel Ogwuru. Hopefully I pronounced that one right. Probably not. Then we had the Admiral come in, Joe Nuttall, and Campbell as well. So the more you think about what's happened in the last week, the more it becomes inconceivable that we achieved what we did in that first week of new ownership under Punjab Warriors. So crazy, honestly. So literally in a matter of days, Morecambe had done the unthinkable, built a team to compete. This wasn't the first time Morecambe had done that. Derek Adams had to do that the previous season, announcing 15 signings. But what I want to say, in regards to the signings we've made this time, you would think it was all just done, just grab any player we can, grab any player. But then when you look at all of the players that have come in, they certainly can compete. Not only should we look at safety, which is the first priority. Number one, stay in the National League. That's number one priority. But this team is capable of more than that. A lot more. Let's see if they can gel together. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens on the first match day. Then it was match day. The day I never ever anticipated would happen again. So I was up early, despite being out the night before. I went to the fans party at the Winter Gardens and we had a great laugh. It was a great time listening to memories from previous players that had been there. It was fantastic listening to Rod Taylor as well. You know, you could see the emotion that we'd been saved, and this was a party of remembrance potentially. That's where we were heading. So it became a celebration night, a night to remember the past and look forward to the future. So yeah, we ended up going into town on Friday night. Probably not the best idea when you've got your first game of the season, but anyway. So we ended up in Nelson and we bumped into former players Jim Bentley and Danny Cullen, which was nice to see them having a beer like the old days. But yeah, so we set off to the ground for 10:15 a.m. And you could feel the atmosphere. It was already building. There were already people milling around. The food carts were set up. Beyond Radio, I think it was Beyond Radio, was set up as well as the fan area that they're setting up. There is news in regards to more fan activities coming soon. So that's interesting. I won't go into more detail about that in a minute. The Shrimpettes were there as well. They were getting ready to perform to keep you guys entertained as you were all queuing for the food. To get into the bar as well. The bar didn't open till 11, but there was a queue. I have never seen a queue at the bar at the ground. And a week ago, I assumed we wouldn't even be entering that bar again. So again, unbelievable. But then what happened while I was in that same queue waiting to get into that bar, one of the lads happened to be on social media, and what we saw was the staff had put £500 behind the bar. At this point, absolutely speechless, honestly speechless. These are the same staff that have literally been unpaid for 2 months. 2 months. They have been working tirelessly behind the scenes to keep the ground, keep everything operational without being paid. Then they go and do that for the fans. We should be giving back to you guys. You guys are the real heroes. Just remember that. You guys are the heroes. Anyway, so it's now time for the match. And this match was full of emotion. Absolutely full of emotion, from waiting on the stands to the match starting, to watching Punjab Warriors enter the pitch, and we got to welcome them to the Mazuma properly. Anyway, what we'll do is we're going to get into the highlights, and then we'll check back after the highlights with some TikTok highlights from different people that have different perspective from the game and how they thought it went. And then we'll get into our little segment too about how I felt the game went and the emotions I went through throughout the entire game. But without further ado, roll the highlights. Well. What can we say? Sorry about the match highlights there. There wasn't as much as I would have hoped online, which is a shame. But we'll show you some TikToks in a minute of various other views from within the stadium. This was filmed by someone in, obviously, the standing stand there. And yeah, appreciate that footage that we can see there. So at least we were able to see some of the goals. But some of the feelings we were all going through, in fact, throughout that game were of excitedness, just praying that we could hold on. Now, when we were 1-1, we had 30 minutes left to go, and you could see the players were absolutely struggling. Those players put out a shift, and yeah, they did not look match fit. Understandable. They were struggling in some positions. Again, understandable, but what an achievement for the Morecambe team. Not only did they hold out when they were struggling to even move, they went and snatched the winner in the 98th minute. Unbelievable. Honestly, it couldn't have gone any better. It was the fairy tale week for Morecambe, and I feel like it's not over. I really do feel like it's not over, this fairy tale. Next week, I'm sure there's going to be more signings. But tomorrow, we play another game. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through my video that I did, a small video outside the ground, inside the ground. And yeah, I'll talk you through how I was feeling there and then. You'll see the emotion. You'll see it through the video that I was going to post on TikTok. But in the end, I didn't post it. I wanted to include it in this video so you guys can see firsthand the emotions I were going through. You can see it in my face. Honestly, you can see it. And then what we'll do is we'll move on to the TikTok segment, which will be views from around the ground. So let's do that next. We'll do my video, then we'll do the TikTok videos, and then we'll end with what's coming up next and what we've got to look forward to over the next week.
From the bay to Mazuma, our voices rise, red and white shining under new skies. Punjab warriors standing tall, with Ashfar leading, we'll give it our all. We are the Shrimps, we're marching on, a new dawn breaks, the fight's not gone. National League, we hear your call. Back
And we're back at the Mazuma Stadium. So happy today, man, honestly. It's actually hard to put into words how this feels. The atmosphere is absolutely electric. Unbelievable. Hello! And unfortunately, I'm not inside my usual seat, but it is what it is. I don't know what's going to happen today. There's a lot planned, score-wise. It's a tough one, but I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to us because of the hype. So let's see what happens. Anyway, we'll switch over to the video footage. We'll see you in a bit. Half time here at the Mazuma, and it's 1-1. What can I say? Great first half. Great first half. To be fair, I was expecting us to be a lot more sloppy in the back. Their right side of the field is doing some decent work, and I think that's where we are struggling. So we need to strengthen that area. But yeah, 1-1. Didn't expect us to score, so we'll see what happens. Like I say, I'm going to stand by my prediction at 2-1, and all being well, that's what happens. If that happens, that's unbelievable. So yeah, we'll see what the second half brings in.
That's Holton, not the 7 Dynamite. That's our future. So let's welcome the Shrimps back to the pitch.
Where are we? Where are we? Where are we? Yes! Come on! Come on! 2-1! Honestly, unbelievable scenes. What a win, what a game, and we're back. with a win. Come on. So happy. We're back!
So yeah, as you can see, a lot of emotion in that video, and it was just so good to be back at the Mazuma Stadium. Awesome, honestly. I still now it's pinch me moments from the day. It was just unbelievable. Great way to spend the day. And you know, the final little touch there, you see the Punjab Warriors, they came down to speak to the fans in the bar. Yeah, for me, it's like the old Christie Park days. It's where the connection used to be. The owners and the fans would have a chat. We've lacked that for many years now, and it was honestly genuinely nice to see Punjab Warriors come and speak to the fans. And you know, it put me at ease, because I still believed something wasn't right. But you know, in the last week, my whole mindset's changed. You know, I genuinely believe these guys are here for the better of our community, and it's just awesome. I'm looking forward to the future as a Morecambe fan, and yeah, it's great. What I'm going to do now, put the TikTok videos on. Let's show other people's highlights. We'll put the username down at the bottom, and if you do want us to feature your clips on our weekly one that we're going to do, I don't go to away games simply because I have family home and we do things on a weekend, so I tend to not go to away games. So anyone that is going to away games that wants to feature clips on here, please do let me know, and I can feature them in the videos. I do try to do the video on a Sunday, just because that's the day I have more time in the morning to put these together. So yeah, make sure you do drop me a comment as well in the comments. If there's any other features you'd like to see, any other, like, you know, parts of this video put together, then we'll do that. I'm going to try and make it as much more interactive as I possibly can, and we will change the setup as we go along that suits better. So your feedback is critical to that. Anyway, let's get into the TikTok videos. Let's see what we've got and enjoy the clips, and then we'll be back shortly to discuss what's happening at the club next week.
This is our club, the pride of the bay, where shrimps have marched come wind or spray, not built by suits or silent deals, but with muddy boots and working class heels. From the North Stand roar to the boys in red, we cheer for the badge, not what money said. From the kit men less to the fans who sing, it's the love of the game, not the cash it brings. This is our club, our heart and soul, the spirit of shrimps no one can control. They can't steal what they'll never own. Morecambe's ours, down to the bone. And bought the name, but this community ain't playing your game. We don't need fortune, we don't need fame. We've got the shrimps and that's our flame. Football's ours from boots to chance, built in pubs on terraces, not by chance. From Christie Park to Mazuma's glow, we are the heartbeat and we won't let go. From fan-owned clubs to banners raised, we're not a toy for the rich to praise. Our town, our club, our legacy, the shrimps stand tall in unity. This is our club, our heart and soul, the spirit of shrimps no one can control. They can't steal what...
Welcome back, and like I say, I'm going to improve that segment. I'm not quite happy with it, how it's looking at the minute, but that is the general gist. I want to have a TikTok football highlights section. So I'll improve that for next time. But yeah, if you are at any of the games, please do send over the videos, tag me in them or whatever you want to do, and then I can add them to the video on a Sunday. So what have we got coming up this week? So we are away to Aldershot on Monday. So tomorrow we are away to Aldershot. Yes, at 3 p.m. Sorry, I had to just to check it was definitely tomorrow, not Tuesday. So yeah, we're away to Aldershot tomorrow. Bank holiday Monday. The long drive to Aldershot. I know that the Shrimps Trust are taking a coach. I'm not sure if there's any spaces left, but you can hit up the Shrimps Trust website to check for more information there. And please do make sure you do join the Shrimps Trust. It is well worth it, and they played a key part in our recent saga. And then later on in the week, on Saturday, we are back at the Mazuma Stadium for the game against Woking, and I can't wait to be back again next week. So apart from that, I'm not seeing anything else that's going on at the football club this week. If there is anything else going on, or there is something going on the following week, because obviously the videos are going to be put out on a Sunday and done on a Sunday, please do let me know. If you are at the club and you've got any events planned, or the Shrimps Trust ever have anything planned, please do let me know. I will try to check on the social media channels, but things do get missed, so please do let me know. Anyway, let me know in the comments what you thought of the video. I know that was quite a long and lengthy one. It was the first video I've done. There was a lot to go through, and we will tidy that up, and we're going to try and run them for about 10 to 15 minutes. So again, if you have any suggestions, please pop them in the comments, and please do hit the subscribe button. It means a lot, and it costs absolutely nothing. Once again, we'll be back next week. Big up the Shrimps. We're back.